Okay. We are starting. Hello, John. John.
Hello. Yes.
All right. So I'm ready. And I hope you are also ready.
Yeah, we are ready.
Okay. I thought Fio was going to join you today as well.
Yes. He's supposed to join. I don't know why he's not online now.
Have you sent him a prompt?
Because he's supposed to also contribute. I can't see him.
Have you sent him a prompt, please?
Yes, he's fully aware. Yes. Okay. I will let somebody call him now and find out.
Okay, but we can start as he
joins.
Please.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Aviation Canteen show. This is the place where we serve it hot. Aviation Canteen show is powered by GH-Aviation. We have with us today Mr. John Kube Tezie. Who is John Kube Tezie? We will all get to know today. It will be an interesting session. When you look behind John, you can see our brothers and sisters dressed in the local kente, in our local clothing. So you should know that today promises to be very, very interesting. Hi, John.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today on the show. First and foremost, you are the CEO of Afrimuda Foundation. Someone would ask, what is Afrimuda Foundation?
Well, thank you very much. I am so grateful to you, first of all, for this opportunity that we are having this afternoon to share our thoughts and what Afrimuda is to the rest of the world. Yeah, Afrimuda Foundation is simply an acronym. Afrimuda is an acronym of African Music and Dance. So it's actually African Music and Dance Foundation. And what we do is using the arts, particularly the performing arts, you know, to bring the needy youth together and help them to have a better life in society and contribute building towards the building of society. So basically we use music and dance in the form of dancing, drumming, and also what we call dance drama or dance theater. So in respect to dance drama or dance theater, we use that particularly for education or dissemination of information. Because for the dance dramas or dance theater, we sometimes identify a particular crisis and then try to find out the causes, try to find out the solutions, try to involve some of the members of the community who are prone to such crisis, And then we all try to come out with a very educative production that is giving back onto the society. And by so doing, they get to realize that if the particular crisis was caused by they themselves, and how they caused it, and how they can solve it. So it becomes something that involves the community. And such experiences over some time, as we have been engaged in some of them, have resulted positively as the members of the community get themselves so much involved and do what they are supposed to do or do the needful. So basically, this is what we are doing. And the needy youth that we put together, we help them through some vocations. For example, we have what we call sound engineering or music production. Those who are interested in coming out with some music albums or compositions or sound engineering, they are put on such a platform that they have the opportunity to acquire knowledge in that field of their career. We also have the sewing and fashion department, where those who are interested in fashion and sewing are taken through. Aside that, we have the video and graphic design department. Those who are interested in that aspect are getting training to acquire the knowledge in the field. We also have batik tie and dye department. That's the local fabric production training center for them. So those who are interested in that aspect also get themselves involved and acquire the knowledge to survive with. Lastly is the artistic aspect, where some of them are artistically good and they are given training, professional training, to upgrade on their artistic talents. So this is what Afrimuda is all about. Thank you. Madam,
Oh,
if you can.
yes, I
Okay,
think
now.
I was on mute.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the drive. Yes, and then I love the vision behind the foundation. But when was it formed? What was the motivation? What moved you to form this foundation? And when was it formed?
Thank you. Actually, Afrimuda is still young, but the motivation, came about as a result of a group I was formerly working with. It's a similar group, a performing arts group that was called African Footprint International. Footprint International had similar vision, but it was somebody's ideology, and that person was more or less in control of everything, and everyone under him had to work according to his direction, which is normal. But at certain points, I realized that the direction he had, or we had all sat down
Hello. We have lost. Hello? 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 Hello, John. Hello, John. It seems we have lost our guest. So as we wait for him to join us again, this is the Aviation Canteen Show. And today we are discussing the Afrimuda Foundation. The Afrimuda Foundation, they are based in Cape Coast and they are into the arts and culture. They use music and dance to project our tourism side of things in Ghana. So anytime you go to Cape Coast, you can visit them and you would enjoy yourself so very much. Okay, John has joined us again. Hello, John, are you back online? Can you hear me, please? John? You are on mute, so if you can unmute yourself, that would be great. Okay, all right, so Fio, okay. Welcome, Richardson. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Lizzie. I'm missing you already. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you once again for joining us today. I think John is having a little internet challenges. Yes, but we're discussing the foundation, Afrimuda Foundation. Hello, Fio, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, a minute. I seem to. Okay. Yes, Fio, you can show us your video. Let's see your face. And ask. Hello, John. Are you on now? No, he seems to be off. Hello, Fio. Yes, yeah. I can see you now.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're discussing the foundation, when it came about and the motivation behind it. And then we had the internet challenges. So I'm hoping that he'll be able to join soon. But before he joins, what is your take on the discussion today? Today we are discussing the Afrimuda Foundation. What is your take on it as a director from the NCC?
Yes, I think, Lizzie, first of all, let me say good afternoon to all attendees for today. I think it's a very interesting topic and timely also, because just this week, we've had the opportunity to engage political parties and their manifestos for the culture and creative sector, for instance. And we realized that from where we sit as an institution, there is a limited understanding within or from the political parties and those who have been crafting policies and promises for the culture and creative sector. And so at one of the sessions, I highlighted that there's a need for us to expand the understanding and the conversation on the culture and creative sector. And one of the key areas has to do with opportunities that are within communities. And some of these opportunities are the formation of artistic groups like the Afrimuda Foundation, for instance, and what their activities bring on board to the development agenda, jobs creation, and youth development and empowerment. And so there's the need for governments or political parties who are seeking to be elected into office to think about expanding their scope by investing in research and data collection on the extent at which the creative industry is impacting the lives of the youth in various communities. And so I think that with this discussion, making reference to Afrimuda Foundation and what they have been doing, it will go a long way to inform relevant stakeholders as to the need for us to go back to the drawing board and then invest in identifying groups like Afrimuda and the rest across the country, and what we can do to formalize the support that we can have for them in what they do, because they are engaging a lot of the youth. In our discussion last week, I think we spoke about some of the activities of CYCC, for instance, and I made mention of the fact that they target the youth who are on the street, the youth because of who find themselves without any kind of focus because of maybe lack of good parenting or poverty and all that. And groups like Afrimuda and others, are gradually becoming the safe havens for some of these youth to at least find a certain purpose or direction for their lives, where they are able to get the platform to unearth the talents that are within them in music, in drumming, and other creative enterprises. For instance, in Afrimuda, they engage in other entrepreneurial activities like sewing, like video production, batik tie and dye production, and all that. So apart from learning how to dance or learning how to drum and all that, there are also all these activities that members are open to, who, if not for the fact that they are members of Afrimuda, may not have had those opportunities. So it is a very wonderful topic for today. And I hope that Afrimuda will have a lot to tell us for us to discuss further. And so let me say a very good afternoon to my boss, Mr. John Kubert Ezie. Boss, I miss you.
Hello, John.
Yes.
Welcome.
Dale, thank you. I miss you too, Fio man.
All right. So before you left us, you were telling us about when it was formed and then the motivation behind it. But
yeah,
what I understand for a foundation is it's a non-profit organization, right?
yes.
Okay. So how do you get funds to do the things that you do?
Well, thank you very much, madam. I think the issue of funding is a very big one, because I am not too sure about other organizations, how they are funded. But with Afrimuda Foundation, we are having, I think funding is one of the biggest challenges we face as an organization. we have never been funded by any institution or whatsoever. Since the establishment of the organization, it has always been the help of members of management and also the members of the group. In our own small ways, we try to raise funds for our own pockets to support the foundation. So, for example, where we are now is a rented place where every month we pay rent. It used to be 300 Ghana a month, but we pleaded with the landlord that things were not going on well with us. So he reduced it to 200 a month. And we have to contribute monies, or sometimes it comes from the individual pocket to pay for the rent. When we have to buy musical instruments, we will have to contribute monies of coming from individual pockets. When we have to buy costumes, when we have to, you see, everything that we do to keep the group moving on has to come from us ourselves.
Okay, John, if I understand you, it means that you don't get any outside funding, but funding comes from within yourselves.
Yes, and then I was going to,
a big project.
yes, I was actually going to add one source that has been helpful to us. That source is the performance engagements. We used to frequently have performance engagements where we would go out, perform for a fee. And then secondly, we used to have from time to time guests coming from abroad, like students and individuals who travel from abroad for workshops down here with us. These were the two major sources of income that we used to get to support our development. But in recent times, the trend has changed, and therefore, this kind of opportunities that we used to get are not forthcoming. And also with the recent COVID-19 pandemic, you know, it has adversely affected us, and not only Afrimuda Foundation, but all performing arts organizations across the country, I guess. But this has actually it has actually had some adverse, impact on us greatly,
So the coronavirus has affected every aspect of the tourism chain. And what you do is part of the tourism chain, whereby tourists come into the country and then they have to come and see you perform. And when you perform, you get some extra funding from that angle as well. Wow.
Exactly.
Coronavirus. That's 2020. Every job, everything has been affected. And we pray to God that as we are about to enter 2021, it will leave us behind in 2020.
We
So
hope
that
so.
everything would work out for everyone, each and every one of us. Thank you. Okay, so funding, no tourists.
Yeah. So now that tourists are not coming as a result of the canker, it has been very difficult for us to function as we used to. And even locally, potential clients who would invite you to come and perform are now very reluctant, because we are not spared of the corona as well. Everybody is, what do you call it, is prone to that, and you have to be very careful about what you do. So events that used to be organized frequently. Because of this pandemic, organizers are reluctant somehow, not because they are not interested in doing it, but they are afraid about how they are able to manage it. Yes,
Everyone is waiting for the pandemic to be over
exactly.
before engaging in any other thing as well. All right.
Yeah.
Looking at your funding, have you gotten in touch with either the ministry or the local governments or the people who you think should be able to help you with this? Because from what you said previously, it's not only art, it's not only drumming and dancing. After you finish practicing your drumming and dancing, you have other jobs for your people. And I know that for your people to be able to do well at these other jobs, you need a lot of money, a lot of cash flow. So have you sent a proposal? Have you gotten in touch with the other people who I would say have it to help you?
Well, to be very honest with you, our patron, one of our patrons, is the current vice president of the National House of Chiefs, in the person of Dasibre Kwebewusi the seventh. I have to be honest with you that this man has been there from day one of the establishment of Afrimuda till now. He has always come to our rescue. He has supported us in many ways. Even there have been some times ago where we had the opportunity to travel abroad. He was highly supportive with funds and documents and everything to support us make those trips. So, but he acted in his personal capacity, not necessarily in the capacity of his office. That is, he used to be the president of the Central Regional House of Chiefs before he became the vice president of the National House of Chiefs, and since he accepted to be our patron, he has been very helpful to the organization. Now, coming to the issue of whether we have been able to contact institutions alike for support, I will say yes and no. Yes and no in the sense that we approached the the now Metropolitan Assembly, of Cape Coast.
Okay.
And it was as a result of a trip we made to Bonn in Germany in the year 2017. And you see, Bonn, the city Bonn in Germany has a sister city relationship with Cape Coast. So whilst we were there, we were informed by the board members of the city, the Twin City relationship in Bonn, that they have put up an edifice here in Cape Coast. And as a matter of fact, it's just at the opposite side of where we are now.
Okay.
And that edifice is there, and they had been finding difficult to they found some difficulties in getting somebody who could take care of the place, manage it for it to last. It was actually a center, a bio center for school kids in Cape Coast to have access to the facility there so that they can learn, But it has not been given proper management. It was built and handed over to, I think, Ghana Heritage and Conservation Trust, and then the Metropolitan Assembly. But these institutions that are supposed to spearhead the management of the facility, uh, I beg to be pardoned that they are probably not living up to expectation. So we were directed to talk to the municipal authority so that Afrimuda could be given that facility to manage it and also use it for our training purposes. Unfortunately, it didn't work out because when we spoke with the authority at the Metropolitan Assembly, it was like we were pushed forth and back until we became, fed up and abandoned the idea. At a point, we even heard that they decided to give it to some other institution, organization. But as I speak to you now, the place is still lying there idle. Aha. Now, you just spoke to Mr. Fio.
Yeah.
Mr. Fio was the artistic director, CNC Cape Coast, before he was actually moved to Accra to join the National Commission on Culture. And the National Commission on Culture is a bigger umbrella under which the CNCs find themselves. So Mr. Fio himself happens to be one of the founding members of Afrimuda Foundation.
Oh, okay. That's
So,
nice.
yeah, he's not somebody who is an outsider to Afrimuda Foundation.
Okay.
So, when he was elevated to that office, we spoke at length that his new office could be of assistance, not necessarily only to Afrimuda Foundation, but uh, the other groups, cultural groups or performing arts groups in Cape Coast. And ever since he assumed office, discussions are still ongoing. But things that have to do with government institutions are not done so easily because of the bureaucracy in the process.
Involved.
So I know that Mr. Commey Fio is still working hard to get us through so that we will get attention of the commission and other relevant institutions. I think the other time when Avia, you had this conference,
Yeah,
I
talk
had,
conference in Takoradi, yes.
yeah, we had the opportunity to air our views a bit
Yeah.
regarding how local groups could help boost the tourism and aviation industries
Yeah.
in Ghana,
Yeah.
you know. But, all these things have to start at a point, which I think we have just hit, on it hard to aviation. Unfortunately, we have not had the opportunity to hit similar issue to the Ghana Tourism Authority. So we are very much looking forward to an opportunity where we could have the chance to meet with some of these institutions
Stakeholders.
so that
Okay.
we'll be able to air out some of our views to them and see how together, they could help us to also uh, perform our best to support these institutions.
Okay. All right,
So,
John. I will go to Richardson and then I'll come back to you. But
okay,
as I speak with Richardson, kindly prepare your group to showcase something to us so that everyone on the call would understand what we are discussing today. So that it wouldn't be that we are just talking. Yeah. Hello, Richardson.
Hello, Lizzie.
Yes. Okay. So we've listened to John. He's spoken a lot about funding, no funding, and all that. Now, he said you were part of Afrimuda Foundation before you were moved to Accra. How does it work? You are part of a foundation. You were looking at things getting better. Now you have been placed in quotes, a position where you could have helped the foundation, but the help is still not coming. How do you feel about that? And what are the things that you have tried to do just in order to help this foundation and the kids who are being trained under the foundation?
Okay, thank you very much. I think I will start from the time that we were at the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic in Ghana. Government began working to kind of provide some stimulus packages to businesses that have been hit hard by the pandemic.
Yeah.
And there were calls also on government to take a look at those who are within the tourism and creative sector so that they could also be supported.
Yeah.
But I realized that the intervention that was made available to the sector was more towards, prepared towards those within the formalized space of the sector.
Okay.
Because
when you say formalized, what do you mean by that?
yeah, when I talk about the formal space or the formalized space, we are talking about those businesses that have TIN numbers, tax identification numbers. You know, they have bank accounts. They could be able to print their bank statements to tell you that this is, you know, how hard they've been hit by the pandemic. They have records of employees they are paying and all that.
Yeah.
So I realized that it is not really going to benefit those who are within the informal space of the sector.
Okay.
The informal space of the sector, Afrimuda as a group finds itself within that space. They don't deal with
Informal sector.
yes, they don't deal with TIN numbers. They don't really pay their group members.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Are you saying that Afrimuda Foundation, as a registered entity, does not have a TIN number?
What I mean is that they don't have a business TIN number. I mean, in this case, the intervention was looking at those who are in business. They are doing business. And Afrimuda, you know, technically is not doing business.
Okay.
Yes. So the intervention couldn't support groups like Afrimuda.
Oh, okay.
But we have identified also that the major issue, as I mentioned, I think within the last interaction that we had, was on policy issues.
Yeah.
Now, where I find myself, the National Commission on Culture, as part of its functions, is to advise.
Okay.
And I use that just as the law states, is to advise the ministry or the minister when it comes to policy formulations. And so we do not formulate policies from the commission. We advise the ministry to do so. What I have realized when I came to the commission is that the policy formulation at the ministry level is directed mostly to the tourism component of the ministry. And so that is where much of the attention is.
Without
Now,
the culture.
yes, without the culture component.
Okay.
And so it is more of the tourism promotion issues, how to harness more revenue from our tourist sites and all that. These are where the conversations are coming from. Now, the understanding that tourism rides on the shoulders of culture and expressive culture is still something that has not been understood fully, not just in the ministry, but also within the government machinery. I made mention in my first submission that when we engage the political parties, I personally realized that the understanding of the culture sector is still limited.
Yes.
And so we are concentrating more on music and film because the political parties are relying on these filmmakers and musicians to campaign.
For them. Yes, but I mean the cultural side of things can also
And so, yes, and so at the end of the day, the parties end up listening to them and creating kind of policies and promises that go to benefit filmmakers and musicians because they are the instrument that the politicians are using to garner their vote. Right. Wow. So at the end of the day, they come up, they get into power, and a lot of the policy directions of the ministry are geared towards serving the interests of these people or these groups of people. Even within the creative space, the attention has been on film, as I said, and music. But what about the other creative enterprises? Like those who are into the traditional music and dance, like the painters or the visual artists, okay, and all that. The seamstress, the hairdresser, they are all within the creative space, right? But they end up not receiving any kind of attention because perhaps we do not have popular people who call themselves celebrities in these disciplines, who also get involved in partisan politics so that they can also make a case to the politicians to create something of a policy, in their interest. So that is what we are battling. But as John said, the conversation is still ongoing. Just as I'm talking about it now, I also spoke at length with the engagement with the political parties on some of these issues that we have, even within Cape Coast, we have the Center for National Culture where I worked with. Now, John mentioned that he and the management has to pay for a rehearsal space.
Yeah.
But the Center for National Culture Cape Coast has a space that they could give out to not just John's group, but other cultural groups within Cape Coast.
Okay.
Okay. But it should be a policy. If the director there decides to give the place out to John's groups, for instance, for them to use, and report on that because I gave the space to these groups to rehearse, I am unable to generate IGF by renting the place out to individuals to come and use the place. I am rather giving the place out to develop artistic groups like Afrimuda Foundation. Therefore, there isn't any IGF, government should support me. The question will now be, who has authorized you to do that? So there should be that understanding from the ministry level, endorsing some of these initiatives by the National Commission on Culture, so that the Center for National Culture will not be relying on individuals who use the place and pay money so that they can also get IGF to run the center. But then with the understanding from government, government is going to give money to the center to run. And so could give the space to groups like Afrimuda Foundation to rehearse there for free. So that if the center also needs a group for an event, Afrimuda also performs for the center for free.
For free, yes. Yes.
Right.
So it's kind of like a hand go, hand come.
Exactly. Exactly. You see, and I mentioned, I think in one of our discussions also, that definitely when you also look at the tourism chain, there's something that we are also lacking. When you go to other countries, when you are identified that you are a tourist visiting some site, you are exposed to other potential activities that may be of interest. In some countries, if you should decide to go to Cape Coast Castle, the amount you pay at Cape Coast Castle will include watching a performance at the Center for National Culture.
Yeah.
So when you also visit Center for National Culture, Cape Coast, to watch a performance as a tourist, the amount you pay, there is also a percentage that gives you the opportunity to visit the Cape Coast Castle if you want.
Yeah,
so
I think these are all packaging.
Exactly.
Yes,
right. Yes. So you visit the Cape Coast Castle, and if you want, there's a performance that is happening at the Center for National Culture that you can go and watch. If you decide not to go and watch, fine. But you have to know that the amount you are paying at Cape Coast Castle, a percentage is paying for that performance.
Yeah,
so
Richard, hold on to that. Okay. As I said, these are all packaging. Okay.
Yes.
What we tend to forget, or we tend to want, is that we want the government to do these things for us. But as a Ghanaian, I've realized that before the government will take that step, sometimes they want to see how viable it is. So during the Aviator conference, I mean, the discussions that came, what we wanted to achieve was that if the government is not doing it, the private person has to take it up. So for instance, Afrimuda Foundation, what can they do? They are waiting for the government to come to their aid. Government is not coming. What stops Afrimuda from getting in touch with, say, the Cape Coast Castle, or even a tour operator, and tell the tour operator that, okay, this is what we do. We will charge you 5 cedis, 10 cedis per session. We know that you bring people to Cape Coast every day. Why don't you embed our show in your tour package, so that you know that, okay, when you send your clients to the Cape Coast Castle, after the castle, they can come and sit at where he showed, where he says they pay the 200 now, to enjoy yourself, because I've been there, and they sell food, stuff, and all, and you can have a view of the beach with the white sand. The place is so beautiful. So you have a package with a tour operator, and tell the tour operator that this is what we do, and this is the venue that we do it. Put it as part of your tour package. This is the charge that we're going to charge you, a subsidized value anyway. Because at the end of the day, when the clients come there and they see the culture, the show, they will still give something out. So you give this thing to the tour operator at a subsidized value, and then it's embedded in the tour package. I think for now, because we've had these conversations, and I think that we are always waiting for the government.
Yes,
From what you say, It's going to
Yes,
be
Lizzie.
government
Yeah.
to come. Richardson, just a minute, for the government to come in now. Because you see, I see that they don't see the importance of the culture side of things.
Yes, Lizzie. That's why I first said that as we speak, we do not have a comprehensive data
Yeah.
in Ghana
Okay.
about the impact of artistic groups who are working within the informal space of the sector. We don't have a comprehensive data that could speak to the issues about the development they are bringing to their communities, the lives of the youth that they are touching, the kind of empowerment they are giving to them, how much they earn from attending, performing at a funeral or a wedding, and how much of this money goes back to the members, how much is saved, and all those things.
Well, it has to be formalized. It has to move from the
Yes, and so and that kind of investment in getting this comprehensive data should be done by the government.
by Richardson.
You see, because
Okay, so even the tourists that come into the country, here for the international airport, we don't have the data. So why would you think that they would even leave that and then come to a sector where they don't think that sector even makes anything important in the country?
Yeah, Lizzie, if you say you don't think because you lack the information. The information is on the ground. Okay. We there have been a lot of academic research in some of these areas. Personally, I am an expert in that area also academically. You come across a lot of findings, but that are directed to the academic environment. And so the potentials of the sector, it cannot be denied.
Yeah.
But when it comes to government works with data. Policy formulation is done on data. So if the technocrats are saying every now and then that, look, these people, these groups are making some impact, and at a point they will need some little government interventions or policies that could favor their activities. If government is in doubt, government should invest in data. Let's do proper research in that area. And I think that in doing that proper research in that area, we could also see the roles other stakeholders could play, so that it wouldn't be like we are over-relying on government. But the point is that government cannot even make a case for itself that we are over-relying on it, because there's no data to even say the amount of support people will need from government in the first place. You mentioned that Afrimuda could even do a personal move to Cape Coast Castle. But the administration of the castle will also come back to the same issue that we are working with directives. So if tomorrow somebody reports that instead of charging a tourist 2 cedis, Cape Coast Castle is charging 3 cedis because of a partnership with a private group, how can the director of Cape Coast Castle answer to authorities? So there should be that understanding that the Cape Coast Castle can go into this kind of arrangement with private groups and review their prices to cater for some of this agreement that they are going to have with private groups, because there's a policy direction that these sites should have some kind of partnership with artistic groups within the community that the sites are located, so that they could also give some kind of livelihood to the members who are part of these groups. And I think that that policy would definitely identify other agencies, even within these communities, that must also play certain roles for this to be achieved. Now, John mentioned that we went on a trip to Germany, and on that trip, we realized that there's a facility in Cape Coast that could host the rehearsals of the foundation, for instance. Now, the facility is in the hands of the Cape Coast Metro Assembly.
Oh, okay.
Where
the facility opposite, where you have, I think, history of some chiefs. Is it like a
Lizzie, come again. I can't hear you properly.
The facility opposite where John and his people perform.
Exactly. So
there is a German. Is it a building belonging to the German where you have the history with the boat?
Yeah, I think that there are two places. There's that one, and there's another part of it. Which
part where the women scale the fish.
Sure.
Okay.
You know, that facility was provided by an association in Germany called the Cape Coast Born Sister Association.
Okay.
Right. And so it was within the prerogative of the assembly to either give out the place to Afrimuda or to any other agency. And they decided to ignore the request by Afrimuda, for instance. So these are some of the agencies that could be identified by a policy that as an assembly, you also have this role to play. Because look, there are a lot of young people who are in Afrimuda who might have ended up in the street if not for Afrimuda.
Yeah.
Because apart from the music and dance, there are other programs, there are talk shows, there are mentorship programs, there are guidance and counseling activities that go on. At some point,
it's a whole package. It's not just
yes, you know, at some point, thank God now we have free SHS, but at some point, some management members had to pay the fees of some of the people, the members who were in senior high school and all that.
Then, okay.
So the assembly should know that this group is also supporting young people within the same community who would have ended up on the street or become security threat to the community. Right. So I know that when we have a comprehensive policy, it is going to identify various stakeholders. What is NBSSI, for instance, doing? And what is their target? National Board for Small Scale Enterprises and all that.
Richardson, we'll come back to the NBSSI. Let's go back to John. Let's go back to John. Before John comes on, I have a question from Andrew. Are there any motivation packages available for the youth to encourage more young people to participate? So is it the impression that the foundation is only sponsored when it favors a higher authority? We seem to come back to the same problem every year round. Can outside attention be sought if it will help the foundation? These are the questions from Andrew. Hello, John. Are you ready?
Yes, we are ready. Except that I'm having some challenges with my device. So I might want to switch on to Richmond's device.
So Richmond has joined.
Yes, he's joined, but at a point I might switch to his device and we continue. But we are ready to give you a performance entitled Agbe Suku. Agbe Suku is a mixture of movements from the Volta region of Ghana and some other movements from the Far East Tanzania. We have merged these movements together, extracting movement from Agbeko of the people from the Volta region and blended it with the Sukuma of the Tanzanians together. So that's what we're going to give you as our first performance. So I hope that you guys are going to enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Yes, we are all ears and eyes. Hello. Hello, John. Hello, John. We can't hear the sound. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Obile pokano maipe, kanu madopana obile. Obile pokano maipe, kanu madopana obile. Azamazudo milape, zamido be odia, omolegbe obazu. Zamido be o melo, mauke do badadolo.
activation.
Hello.
Yeah, losing the footage. You can't see it again. You can't see the
Yes, I'm switching now to Richmond's phone because my phone has some challenge here.
Okay. As we wait for them to come back on, Richardson.
Yes, Lizzie.
So can you throw a bit of light to the questions that Andrew asked? Are there any motivation packages available for the youth to encourage more young people to participate? And then, is it the impression that the foundation is only sponsored when it favors the higher authority? We seem to come back to the same problem every year round. Can outside attention be sought if it will help the foundation?
Okay, well, I think I'll start from the last part. Yes, outside attention, I think that Afrimuda has been doing very well comparatively to other groups within Cape Coast and Central Region, because it is one of the few groups with leaders who have both the practical hands-on experience and academic experience, who within the industry should be called professionals. And so John, as the founder and leader of the group, has masters in the area, right, from the University of Ghana. So he understands the terrain for a very long time and has worked with a lot of groups in Ghana and outside Ghana. And so the effort is being made to get outside support. Just as I mentioned, that one of such was the opportunity that was given by the Cape Coast Born Sister Association, for instance, in Germany.
Yeah.
And I think that if we had had the support and the understanding of the Cape Coast Metro Assembly, for instance, the group would have stopped paying for a rehearsal space.
Okay.
So that support, outside support, is something that the leadership is working on, but it has not come so easy, especially when you find yourself within the informal sector. People will want to see a lot of signs or evidence of your credibility. And since you are working within the informal space, you hardly get some of these documents and all that. I remember one of the challenges that the group faced when they were trying to make their maiden travel outside the country, for instance, was that the embassy asked for their membership cards.
Okay.
And like an attendance register
Oh.
for them to confirm whether they are members who
Oh.
have been attending, if they have been members for 3 years, what is their evidence of membership,
Okay.
and how they have been active with the group and all that, right? So it was an eye-opener to the group that, you know, for even the embassy to understand that it's a serious group and all that, they look at certain things that formal agencies and organizations need to have.
Okay.
So the foundation need to now open a register for members to write their names and sign anytime they come for rehearsals. And they need to print membership cards for them with their passport pictures on them and all that. So that if they need to pay contributions for any activity, for instance, it is recorded in that membership, on that membership card, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So all these development had come in because of the effort the foundation is making to seek outside support.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. So it is something that is done gradually. And then even with the engagement with public institutions like the Center for National Culture and the National Commission, for instance, Afrimuda Foundation has been doing very well. I mean, John is in constant communication with me on what we are doing as a public institution to kind of alleviate some of the challenges that they are facing. So it is an ongoing process. Okay. It is an ongoing process. I don't know whether I should answer the second one.
Sure. As we wait for John to join again.
Okay. All right. So the other part as to whether there are opportunities that would attract the young people
to join.
I think that should be discussed case by case, because now you don't really also know exactly what every young person sees as an attraction. But with the Afrimuda Foundation, just as you said, it is a foundation that is supposed to support the needy youth of Cape Coast. And the foundation realized that one of the activities that have been engaging young people in Cape Coast is cultural troops, the activities of cultural troops. So there's the need for the foundation to have a component that would be engaging young people in music and dance, for instance, so that by the youth being attracted into the music and dance group of the foundation, they will also be introduced to other opportunities they can gain from the foundation, okay, which is through the local textiles production, like the batik tie and dye, and then also the film or camera technology department also, and also a sound engineering department also. So the young people come in as dancers or drummers or musicians, and then they are open to some of these opportunities, and then they develop interest in there and they get the training.
Oh, okay.
So there are some members who now own their own video cameras and they have their setup, that they also get some kind of engagement to go and record weddings and all that for a fee. So currently that is what Afrimuda is doing to attract young people into the group.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much, Richardson. John, your microphone is not activated, so we can't hear anything. We just see your people dancing, but your audio is not activated. Kindly activate the audio. Richmond, activate the audio so we can hear what is happening. We just see the dance. Hello, John. Okay, so as we wait for them to activate the audio, I think we'll speak with Richardson again. From Andrew, he's saying, please tell Mr. Richardson Commey Fio that Anson Travel Consults would fully engage Afrimuda and everything you do to our client's audience moving forward. Thank you very much, Andrew. And these are the reasons why we do engage all the stakeholders in the industry, so that at least everyone who comes on the platform would network and find one business or the other. Afrimuda is a very great group. I've had the experience of watching them showcase their talents. I went to Cape Coast myself. I invited them during the Aviator conference. They came to showcase their talents, and it was so beautiful. So I am urging every tour operator on this platform today, wherever you're watching us, to engage these culture troops. A tour package should not just be, I send you to the museum, after that, I give you lunch, I give you supper, you go and sleep. No. Our tourists need to experience our culture. They need to experience what makes us who we are. And these things can be showcased through our culture and dance. So please, let's engage them. Let's get in touch with them. I don't think they are going to charge any exorbitant fees when they know that it's going to be sort of like a daily affair. It will be subsidized. You can add it to your tour packages and everything will be fine. You will give your clients all the experiences that they need for them to go and come back another time. I think John and his troop are still having the technical challenges. So, Richardson, back to you. Since John is having the technical challenges, I think that we still have to engage you. We still need to talk to you on the...
Okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that would be John's faction to talk about, but they have been invited for an award, I think, nominated for an award. Yes, and I wanted him to talk a bit about it. Are you in the position to talk about it?
Yeah, I think I can share a few thoughts on that because I happen to moderate the launch of the award scheme. I happen to moderate the award scheme, which is the Ghana Arts and Culture Award, second edition. The scheme is to identify and support the activities of players within the culture, creative, and tourism space who are doing something to promote arts and culture in Ghana. And so the foundation was nominated for two categories. That is the traditional music group of the year and the traditional dance group of the year. But then when the nominations went through vetting, they were selected for one category, which is the traditional music group of the year. And so that is where they find themselves ahead of the award itself, which will happen on the 14th of next month at the La Palm Royal Beach.
Wow. Are we invited?
Yeah. Oh, of course, Lizzie, you are invited. Yeah, so I think I need to take your details and then give it to the organizers because of the COVID protocols. It will be strictly by invitation. So yes, I think that you need to remind me after this session so that I could push your details to the organizers so they could extend an invitation to you. Yeah, so the group was assessed based on their impact in Ghana and outside Ghana. And then also for the kind of their focus when it comes to the activities, which is directly into the promotion of arts and culture in Ghana. And so they have also been a source of information for researchers both in Ghana and outside Ghana. I must say that even doing my own MPhil research, I had to also interview John and some other leaders and members of the foundation as part of my work. And they have contributed same to support a lot of researchers here in Ghana and outside the country. So when you go to Denmark, for instance, we have a lot of universities and conservatories who have partnered Afrimuda Foundation for exchange programs where they bring their students from Denmark to come and learn African and traditional music styles or music and dance styles. And then also an invitation has been extended to the foundation to also take members to some of these organizations and institutions outside Ghana to go and give them this kind of knowledge also. So it has been based on some of these achievements that Afrimuda had the opportunity to be selected to be part of the GACA Awards 2020. And I'm so proud of John for working so hard, you know, and to be recognized on this national stage along other very popular groups like the Kwampa, Palmwine Band and other popular bands that we know in Accra. And Afrimuda Foundation happens to be the very first group outside Accra to be, to have made it, to the selection.
Oh, wow.
The maiden edition had only groups in Accra. And Afrimuda Foundation has succeeded in breaking that record. That, of course, there are other relevant groups outside Ghana, outside Accra, that must also be given the attention, the opportunity to showcase what they are also doing to the rest of the country. And so I'm hopeful that the foundation would carry the day and win that category. But there's also this expectation that they will bring a performance to the program to also showcase to the audience that there are a lot we are missing in Cape Coast and Central region. So it is the time for us to pay attention to a group like Afrimuda Foundation and what they have to offer to the rest of the country.
Okay, thank you very much, Richardson, for this distinct. you really made us understand what this award nomination is all about. I see John has rectified his technical challenge. Hello, John. Kindly unmute yourself. Hi, John.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes. How about you? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Thank you very much for working on
Good.
technical glitches. So Richardson has
Yeah.
explained the award scheme to us. That you are the first group outside of Greater Accra to be part of this award scheme. Congratulations on that. And we hope that you win, you carry the day, because I will be there to champion you on. But as I said, you need to work on a performance that will wow the audience on that day. And I know you're capable of doing it. So congratulations. Okay. He spoke about the awards. Yes, but Afrimuda Foundation, why do you think you need to be voted for to get that award?
Yeah. First of all, let me use the opportunity to thank the organizers of the Great Kaka Awards, and also use the opportunity to tell everyone out there that just as Fio said, we have been blessed to have been one of the groups getting the nod from the central region this time. And as we, we appear on the what call it, the nominees, we want to urge all and sundry, both locally and internationally, to help us, because we are doing our part. But the thing also has to do with what the public is saying, and organizers are saying that the public has a say through their vote. So we may be qualified to carry the, but then when we don't have enough votes, and one other group also happens to have that much vote, they will they may carry the day. So we are asking that our friends, families, loved ones out there should help us by voting massively, for Afrimuda Foundation. I want to say that there are friends and families out there, those who are outside Ghana particularly. Some of them are a bit, skeptical for using their Visa cards to do such votings because of fraud issues of recent times. So we would like to direct our friends out there, if you cannot or you are not very sure of doing it, you can send down your money to Afrimuda through Madam Lisbeth, who is the host of the event. You can send down your money to her, and she will arrange for us to have it and voted. This is because some people out there are not so sure of what to do because of fraud issues of recent times. And then we urge our brothers and sisters down here in Ghana, to support us by voting massively for us through the link that has been pasted on Facebook and our page. We will also, as the program is ongoing, maybe if the host can paste it for everybody to have the link and be able to vote for us.
Can
And
we have
the category.
the link, please? Can we have the link, please?
Come again.
Can we have the link? Is it a short code?
Okay. Because my device is not the one I'm using now, I will ask Mr. Fio to send us the link, and so that we will all have it. So, Mr. Fio, if you are hearing me, if you could send the link to the platform for us.
Sure. I'll do that.
But right now, I think we are in the category of traditional music group of the year, and we are number 6 at the very bottom of our group, and the name is African Music and Dance Foundation.
Okay.
You know, on the list, the full name is written, and not the abbreviation Afrimuda, but it's African Music and Dance Foundation. So when you get a link, you can follow to the group category of traditional music of the year category.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. So Africa Music and Dance Foundation, number 6 at the bottom of your category. Traditional music.
Exactly.
Category. Okay, wonderful. We would wait for Richardson to send us the link, and we'll publicize the link. But the event is on the 14th of November, 2020. At what time, please?
Yes. It's an evening program, and Mr. Fio will give us all those details. But voting ceases on the 11th of November. So if you don't vote until after the 11th of November, you can't vote. So between now and the 11th of November, all those who wish to vote for us must do that.
Okay. Between now to 11th of November, please, you need to vote for the Africa Music and Dance Foundation in campus. They are doing so. It's a wonderful group, and they take art to the next level. So we'll wait for Richardson to send us the link. Please, are you going to give us another showcase? As in a dance, are you going to give us?
Yes, we are going to do that. Okay. In 1 minute. In 1 minute. So whilst we get started, if you can engage.
Let me go to the audience to find out if
hello?
Questions or contributions. Let me go to the audience to find out if they have questions or contributions. Hello, Ahmed.
Okay.
Ahmed, thank you for joining us. I know you are also in another important meeting at this moment. Oh, okay, Ahmed is not speaking. So let's go to Captain. Hello, Captain. Captain, hello. Captain, you can speak now. You are permitted to speak. Hello, Captain. Wow. Okay, let's see from Precious. Hello, Precious. Okay, Captain has on. Hello, Captain.
Yes, how are you?
Yes, fine, thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for making my day. This is not for me, but I just want to say that first of all. And thank you for bringing all this culture. It was like, you know, I just felt like, oh, Elizabeth, I organized a show, a traditional cultural show for me. I said all that, and we will all get together and maybe see and solve some of these problems that we are seeing. Somehow put, you know, ideas together, and you know, it's a very good show, Elizabeth, as usual.
Thank you. And to all of you, today is Captain's birthday. So when we are closing up on the show, we'll sing a happy birthday for him. All right, Captain, thanks for joining. Hello, Precious.
All right.
Hello, Precious. Okay, Precious is also on mute. Andrew. Hello, Andrew.
Hello.
Hi, Andrew.
I just hope this is not a talk show pool, because every time we have great ideas, Elizabeth, seriously. You understand what I'm saying?
It's not a talk shop. We will be deliberating every day, and we hope that one day somebody will hear.
Because personally, we should go beyond the bureaucracy. No, we should do something. Seriously.
Okay.
No, because if next year it will be that let's take, God forbid, by change of government and this same cycle goes again. Oh boy, that's my headache.
It is well. Thank you for your contribution.
Anyway, all the best to all of you.
Thank you.
And
hello, Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice. Okay. Hi, Edward. Hello, Edward. Any contribution, question? Okay. So back to you, John. Are we ready? I've seen that Richardson has sent the link. Wow. Okay, so you have a Facebook page where you can be voted for. And then for mobile devices, you dial *447 *100# across all networks. On our mobile devices across all networks, you can dial *447 *100#, and then you follow the prompts to vote for the Africa Music and Dance Foundation. They are based in Cape Coast, and this is the first time that they have been nominated to be part of the GACA Awards. We are rooting for them to win this award this year because there are a lot of things, a lot of interesting things outside of Accra, and we need to encourage each and every one who is outside of the Greater Accra region to do their best so that our people will stay home and will not be migrating to Accra and thinking every good thing is in Accra. Because from all the things that we have seen, we've realized that there are good things in every other region. And I can vouch for Afrimuda. They are good. Hello, John. Are we ready? Are we ready? It seems, John, unmute yourself, please. Are we ready?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, dear. We are.
Okay, so before the show, can you give us a concluding remarks? Concluding remarks to our audience.
Right.
And who are watching us wherever they are, give us your concluding remarks. And Richardson, kindly be preparing your concluding remarks as well. Thank you. Yeah, John.
Well, first of all, I would like to say thank you to you, Madam Sasu, Elizabeth, for this wonderful occasion and opportunity for the Afrimuda Foundation. We also would like to show appreciation to all the panelists and those who participated, both locally and abroad. We are so much grateful and appreciative to you all. We would like you to vote for us, as we have said, because we have only few days left, and we cannot afford to miss this singular opportunity. I am quite sure that the next edition that will come 2021, we will be having a lot of other groups probably coming in. So this is our turn, and we cannot afford to lose it. So we are pleading with all and sundry, both far and near, to assist us by voting massively for us. I think one vote is just 8 pesos, So if you give us 100 votes or 50 votes, it's not going to be a bad idea at all. So thank you very much, everybody, for making time to join us. And we'll be giving you the final performance, which is entitled Buru Buru. So thank you and enjoy yourself.
Please, what does it mean? Buru Buru, what does it mean?
Yes, it is saying that what man cannot do, the divine authority is able to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Buru
That
Buru.
is the meaning of it.
We'll stay tuned to watch the showcase. But before you give us that showcase, kindly prepare a happy birthday dance for our captain. Please, before you give us
Okay. I couldn't hear very well of the last part.
Hello, Richardson. Hello.
Hello. Hello, madam.
Richardson. Your last words, please. Hello.
Hello, madam. Oh.
Hello, Richardson. Hello. Okay. It seems Richardson's network is gone. So, John, kindly let's have the show to close our session today. We are on the aviation Canteen.
Hello, madam. Hello, madam. I think you have disabled my camera, so if you can. I was asking for you. Okay. Hello. I was telling them they are Israelites and they don't understand. I thought the French is on there. Oh, yeah. I was dancing, I went live. I was telling them that
We are ready.
Okay, so sorry, we are ready now. I was having some challenges. I'm really sorry about this. Forgive me, please. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to witness the Buru Buru performance as we crown the whole event with that performance. And I hope you are going to enjoy it. Thank you very much once again, and God bless us all. Amen.
Thank you very much to our attendees and to our panelists. So today's show is all about culture and how we express our culture through drumming and dancing. We've also learned about the foundation and the things they are going through, the help they need, and all that. What they are showcasing today is all part of our tourism. So to our tour operators on call today and to those who are watching us from wherever you are, get in touch with these agencies, get in touch with these companies, add their showcase to your tour packages. I will give Afrimuda's number to you. Get in touch with them in case you are in Capos or you need a cultural troupe for your events. You can get in touch with Afrimuda Foundation via 0244 546651. 0244 546651. Get in touch with them. Their head is John Combe-Tezier. Get in touch with him, and I'm sure you can reach a very powerful agreement that will benefit all parties involved. Thank you for making it today. And I want all of us to sing a happy birthday to Captain. Happy birthday to our captain. He's celebrating his birthday today. So let's all sing a happy birthday song for him. Andrew is our chair, and he will.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, Andrew.
Ready? Go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday, dear Captain. To you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Captain. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Hip, 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 hip.
Hip, 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 hip. Hooray! Woo! Captain, we love you.
Elizabeth, you blown my mind.
Thank you to everyone. Okay, so this is the Aviation Canteen show, and we thank you for joining us today. It is powered by GH-Aviation. If you want to get to know more about GH-Aviation, you can subscribe to www.gh-aviation.com for our authentic aviation and tourism news updates daily. You can also get in touch with us via our social media platforms on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. If you want to get in touch with us via mail, input info@gh-aviation.com, or you can call us on 0209-116611. We are available to showcase you in your field of study. We do aviation and tourism. So all our talk shows are factored towards bridging the gap between aviation and tourism, towards bringing all stakeholders of the chain together so that we can all work hand in hand for a mutually beneficial arrangement. Thank you once again for joining, and I hope to see you next week. So as we leave, we want to listen to Afrimuda. Are you giving us another show? Hello, John. Are you giving
Yes,
us another show? Okay.
yes, we will give you another show.
Okay.
Oh, you people.
Everything.
We'll give it a short one, a very short one.
All right. Thank you. So you're waiting.
Okay.
And Richardson, thank you so much for availing yourself.
Okay.
I gotta go come. You guys are killing it. I gotta go come. Let me go.
I really want to project your commission on our site. So let's have your articles in a short. Okay, don't forget to vote for the Afrimuda Foundation. That is the African Music and Dance Foundation via your mobile on all networks. Star 447 star 100 hash. Star 447 hash. Star 447 star 100 hash. Let's all vote for them to pick this award. And as I said, I will be represented because I love everything culture. And I would love to see the performance from this group. Star 447 star 100 hash. Let's vote for them to take the crown to Cape Coast. Let's all try and visit one region or the other during this pandemic. Let's see our country. Let's enjoy everything Ghana. So to this, I would say bye-bye and see you on our next show. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye. Bye-bye and take care.
Bye, 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 bye.